Welcome to the 73rd Annual Curative Connections Awards Program.
Hello, I'm Steve McCarthy, President and CEO of Curative Connections. On behalf of all of our staff and our Board of Directors, I am pleased to present virtually Curative Connections 2020 Award winners. These are individuals and organizations who have gone above and beyond in living out or supporting our mission and community impact. Curative has been holding this recognition event annually now for 73 years. This is the second year in a row we've done this event virtually. We look forward to celebrating next year's honorees in person. Before we get to the awards, I'd like to thank North Coast Productions for their ongoing generosity in creating the awards video you're about to see. Thanks too to Clink Equipment for their sponsorship of this year's annual awards video. Now, on to the awards. The William K. Nystrom Award for Advocacy is named after Curative Connections' longtime president and CEO, Bill Nystrom, who retired from Curative in 1993 but who passed away in 2018. Bill was a fierce advocate for the people Curative serves, including people with disabilities, older adults, people with mental health concerns, those with neurological impairments, and others. We could think of no one more deserving of this year's award than Dr. Ashok Rai, President and CEO of Prevea Health. We selected Dr. Rai for his tireless and effective efforts clearly communicating practices to mitigate COVID-19's spread and impact. Many organizations, Curative Connections included, relied on the advice from him personally and other Prevea staff to develop COVID-19 safety protocols. These protocols were key to reducing the risk of virus transmission among our staff and clients. While we did experience some instances of COVID-19, the spread of infections was contained due to the protocols Prevea helped us create. For the broader community, Dr. Rai's regular appearances on WBAY were invaluable, as were his numerous other helpful communications. In light of all of his personal efforts to help the community be COVID-19 safe and to promote informed public health policy, Curative is delighted to present Dr. Ashok Rai with the William K. Nystrom Award for Advocacy.
We tried to use every avenue as we could. As physicians, we're inherent educators, is what we do. We're teachers. We teach at the bedside, but the bedside wasn't good enough at this time. So whether it was taking every single media opportunity there was to be able to speak to it, to using social media platforms, to using the ability to publish your opinion, all of that combined, we basically used every pathway we could and made sure all of our people at Prevea were doing the same thing. So anytime we had the opportunity to speak on this, anytime we had the opportunity to educate, we did. Probably the most unique part for those that know me well, that 4 a.m. wake-up calls aren't really exactly what I desire, especially when I don't go to bed till about 10 or 11 o'clock at night because of work. So that was the unique part, but I have to be really honest with you. The BAY was really a partnership. It wasn't a Dr. Rai thing or a BAY thing. It really was Prevea and BAY coming together. And when we sat down and talked about it after my first interview with them, and to do it, as long as it took, it really was around, once again, the purpose to educate. I think what I'm most proud about in the BAY 1 year and counting relationship is all the education that we provided. But the fact of the matter is that for 50% of all the broadcasts were questions from our viewers, questions from our friends, our family members, our community. And to be able to look in the camera and say, yes, George, yes, Bob, yes, Mary, and be able to answer their question was really important to me. Because then it was just like being at the bedside, but thousands of bedsides. And that was really important to take community questions. Not that media questions and reporter questions aren't good or important, but there were a lot of things that I even learned by the community questions about, this is what people are worried about. These are things that I should focus on in my talking points. I learned as much from our community in this last year as they may have learned from me.
So looking back on that experience, try to get past that.
Hindsight's 2020, and in this pandemic, at some point I'll be able to absorb that hindsight and be able to articulate it better than even today. Some things that come into mind, we started to see evidence of asymptomatic transmission and really started talking about masking, and the CDC, even the Surgeon General at that point, wasn't coming out masking, and I actually recommended masking on air before the government did, and I got some negative feedback from public health on that. About 48 hours later, everybody was on the same page. And in reality, I probably waited even a week longer than I should have on that, knowing that what evidence we're seeing, but it was tough because that was really an uphill, upriver, type of situation. And I knew it would be emotional because even I had health professionals saying, we're really not going to have to do this, are we? And I'm like, no, the science says we should. It's the right thing to do. And very rarely is the right thing to do the easy thing to do. And so masking to begin with, but there's plenty of things that, you wish you would have been able to articulate, and things that I wish I would have articulated maybe slightly differently. I never thought that the words that would come out of my mouth as a healthcare provider, as a healthcare leader, would ever turn political. That's just something that it caught me by surprise. I think it caught the world by surprise, but maybe I'm just a little bit more naive, but I never thought that trying to help people would become political. And the way it was used, there's a lot of things I wish I could have done differently and done better to maybe have prevented that.
Again, I'll just reiterate from our perspective, whatever might be in the future.
I think we should always make sure that no matter how hard it is, we remain patient in the world. It's one of the hardest things to practice is patience. And we always want to go from zero to done. And we live in this world where that's all we expect. We expect our packages to arrive in hours, not days anymore. We want somebody to respond to our text message within seconds, not an hour. And not all things happen that fast, especially good things. And science moves in a very methodical way. And it's very important that when we go into a situation such as, let's wear masks, let's get vaccinated, let's socially distance, let's not go to a certain venue, that we understand that the scientific method would be to phase things back in to make sure it's safe. Because when we do things that are rushed in science, and we do things that aren't phased in, people die. And some people say, well, then what about the vaccines? Aren't they rushed? And they're not. Actually, they went through the same exact research, if not more people being tested in the right amount of phases to be deployed. And we've had this great time period to watch how they work, and they work great, and they're safe. But everything else that we've gone through, we've got to be really careful about not just jumping to the end. We fought so hard. Over 500,000 souls lost in this country. We don't want to lose more. And to prevent that, and to prevent that from ever happening again, we have to bond as a community, understand the scientific community is here for your benefit. I'm talking to you right now, and if you were to turn around and do a 180, you'll see what's hanging on the wall behind you. And that's the Hippocratic Oath. That's the promise those of us as physicians make to all of you, that we're going to do the right thing no matter what, even if it harms us. And I think we proved that this year. And it'd be great if the rest of the society understood that what we recommended, what we want you to do is for everybody's good, not just ours.
The Caregiver of the Year Award honors individuals who have supported someone with unconditional love and compassion and in ways that uphold that person's dignity and inherent value. The best form of caregiving focuses on the supported person's values, desires, strengths, and abilities. This year's honorees have demonstrated a strong faith and true compassion for their loved ones.
The first Caregiver of the Year is Joe.
When you would come in to pick up Carol or drop her off, it was the little things, the looks that you would give her, the way that you talked to her. It's how I want to be with my spouse. With that being said, I present you with the Caregiver of the Year Award.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
I couldn't believe it. I mean, I know I did the best I could, but I didn't think I'd be recognized for it.
Seeing him interact with his wife, it's always so loving and jovial, and the looks that he gives her, it's for me, it's the epitome of how I want to be with my spouse when I reach that age.
And I was really surprised, the people over at the Curative there that they recommended me, actually, the way it sounded.
He seemed to always go above and beyond. Joe was never having a bad day. Joe was always happy and excited to come in and pick up his wife, and sad to leave her there.
I even stopped in after I took Mom into, when she was in the hospital yet, when I knew she wasn't going to be able to go back, because I had one of their walkers, and I took it back, and they mentioned, really miss you, coming in and stuff.
Joe did what he had to do, and it wasn't just because he had to do it. I think Joe really was involved more than, just doing what he had to do on a daily basis to take care of his wife.
All I got to say is it's a long road. But when you love somebody that much.
He's a great guy, and I'm sad that Carol's not with our program anymore, but we still keep in touch and make sure that things are going well.
All I could say is thanks very much.
The second Caregiver of the Year is Bonnie.
On behalf of Curative, it's my honor, my privilege to be able to present you with the 2020 Caregiver of the Year Award, Bonnie Warren. So neat.
That's
I can't think of anyone
awesome.
more deserving than you for everything you've done for the community.
I was a little taken back because it brought back a lot of memories of past caregivers that had won the award.
It's so my honor to be able to tell you about Bonnie, and our paths crossed over 20 years ago. Bonnie was one of our first attendees at our dementia specialist training.
I have always been drawn to older people. I think I was always looking for the grandparents I didn't have growing up. And so when I started doing home care, I found out I really did love it.
She exemplifies what we talked about in our dementia specialist training. She is just such a compassionate, caring person. She always puts her needs aside to take care of not only Kurt, but other people. She loves people, but especially to Kurt. I mean, she is just an amazing caregiver.
I had given up the in-home care in the business because of health reasons. And then we found out that my husband had Alzheimer's himself. So
You did.
he did. And so things changed a lot for us when we got that news. And I decided that was going to be my number one.
She focuses on the positive, and I just think that's such an amazing way to live life. And that's what she does, is lives life to the fullest.
We're going to keep on trucking. We're going out dancing, right?
That's right.
Yeah. Make the most of every day. And I always tell him when he gets on the bus, put a smile on somebody else's face.
Right, not my own, but somebody else.
Yeah. Pay it forward. So that's what we do, try to do.
She is so well-deserving for this award because of her kind, compassionate, patient care that she provides to Kurt and that she provided through her business, Compassionate Hearts Caregiving.
I don't feel like I'm accepting it for myself. Because of this year being turned upside down, I feel like I'm accepting it for everybody. There's so many caregivers out there trying to navigate in these crazy waters. And I'm very grateful to receive it, but I accept it for all of us.
She deserves it. The Top Effort Awards honor those people who have gone above and beyond to overcome challenges, realize and build on their inherent strengths, and relentlessly pursue their goals.
The 2020 Top Effort Award winner for the Brain Rehabilitation and Wellness Program is Bob.
Bob
Bob. I'm very proud to be able to present the 2020 Top Effort Award for the Brain Rehabilitation and Wellness Program to Mr. Bob Tank.
Well, thank you.
Congratulations.
I was just so happy about it. And so lucky.
When I first met Bob, he had just had a lot of medical issues that kind of changed everything in his life. And he had been working 18 years, very hard worker, strong work ethic, and everything kind of came to a halt for him. So his care manager had said maybe he could come to the brain rehab program to work on doing some things for interpersonal skills, getting out, being able to kind of adjust to some of the changes in his life, and then work on some thinking skills, some cognitive skills.
Well, you know, it takes me a while because I don't like to talk to strangers. It just takes me a while to open up.
He really did not want to have anything to do with us. It was a very hard time in his life, and he told us he just wanted to be around his cat, nobody else. Now we're getting to the point where he's becoming our little social butterfly and is providing support and encouragement to his peers, feeling confident enough to joke with us, and has some pretty good jokes. He really got Joe one day. I will tell you, I've never seen anybody persevere more on a task than what I see Bob. He will challenge himself with tasks, and if he can't get it in the day, he will put it aside. We work on it the next week, and usually within a few minutes the next week it comes, right, Bob?
It's just a wonderful place for a lot of people to come to.
I just really see Bob as someone who has had a change in his life. He's just feeling just so much more confident, and I think, isn't that a wonderful place to be in life?
I just want to thank Carissa for helping me out so much.
The 2020 Top Effort Award winner for Daybreak is Diane.
I am proud to present this award for top effort in Daybreak to Diane. There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You did a good job in the program. Makes me happy.
Diane is awesome. When I my very first day that I took my tour here at Curative, Diane was the first one to greet me at the door, and it gave me a good, positive vibe about the program. From the first time I ever visited. She's always super happy, and she helps our program a lot. She does our sweeping all the time, even if it's not her. We have a job calendar. Even if it's not your job, you're always there to offer. I think she really embodies, a very happy, awesome client.
Play games, do the stuff in the back. That's important. With your friends and your co-workers.
Diana's always really positive, and I think it really uplifts the other clients to be equally as positive and have as great of a time doing activities, especially bowling. We love bowling, and Diane always cheers for everyone when we do bowling.
Be with my friends and co-workers, whether it be the staff and my case manager. Woo!
She's always there to support you. I think even when she's going through a rough time, it's really good to talk with someone, and I don't know, I feel like she just uplifts the whole atmosphere in our program, because she's just so positive and so excited to be there and always willing to help other people. I just want to say, keep doing your great job in our program. We are so blessed to have you.
The 2020 Top Effort Award winner for Let's Work is Katie.
So I'm giving this award to someone who put in the utmost effort into succeeding and growing and getting a job And she did succeed in getting a job. She's now employed, and that's why I'm giving her the Top Effort Award. Do I give it to her?
I'm a hard worker. A really good hard worker.
I nominated Katie. I've been working with her since I started here about 2 years ago. When I first started, Katie was very shy, very soft-spoken. The past 2 years, I've watched her absolutely just blossom into someone who is very outgoing, a leader.
I like cleaning and helping out people if they need help.
She got the job that she has been working so hard for. She would take initiative to, if she saw one of her peers struggling or having a hard time, she never hesitated to jump in, explain tasks to them, or just tell them verbally. She was always there to help, and if they weren't sure what to do, she was able to delegate tasks in a very respectful way.
It's been fun. I get along with everyone at my work and my boss too.
Just very hardworking, very dedicated, and very deserving of this award.
It's amazing.
As part of the Curative family of companies, Pro Solutions supports Curative's mission of helping people achieve their goals of independence.
My name is Chris Steyer, and I'm the Vice President at Pro Solutions. Pro Solutions is a contract manufacturing organization that partners with other companies to offer services and solutions for their customer needs. With them contracting us and working with us, they directly help support and fund the mission of Curative Connections, which offers the services to seniors and individuals with disabilities, as well as the respite for the caregivers as well. Working with Pro Solutions is not just a benefit for Pro Solutions. We're owned by Curative Connections, so our sales and our revenues go to help the communities who are really impacting the community of Northeast Wisconsin and farther reach than that. The diversity that we have offers the ability to service companies with not just one outsourcing need, but we'd like to be their one-stop shop. We'd like to do everything from receiving, inventorying, and packaging to fulfillment, shipment, and warehousing. So we'd like to be that one-stop shop for our customers. There's a lot of interactions between Pro Solutions and Curative Connections, which is a great thing for us to understand that, and our employees understand that as well. We do have programs where some of the people that work in the Let's Work program and the community employment actually work for us, and we offer them work employment and experience, and it gets an interactive between Pro Solutions and Curative Connections staff and clients that I never knew existed. The team at Pro Solutions is very proud to be a member of the family of Curative Connections. We strive each day to solidify relationships with our customers, which is a direct help and a support to the mission and the wonderful staff at Curative Connections. We feel that this is our mission, our goal, and this is our way to help the community at large.
Volunteers at Curative Connections are as varied as they are appreciated. In normal years, they may sing, perform magic, share adventures, provide companionship, perform cooking demonstrations, or dance, just to name a few ways that they make a positive impact. Because of the pandemic, the only volunteers we were able to benefit from were those in transportation. Just like our paid staff, our volunteer drivers were on the front lines of getting older adults and people with disabilities to important appointments in the community, such as their doctors. They did so understanding that COVID-19 was spreading in our community. Even though our safety protocols in our transportation program were rigorous, this volunteer in particular was committed to the program's mission of getting vulnerable people to where they needed to be.
It's Curative's honor to recognize Larry as the 2020 Transportation Volunteer of the Year.
Larry, we really appreciate all of the efforts that you give towards our transportation services. You're one of our volunteer drivers and have been for many years, and we just really appreciate all that time that you give to make sure that the people in our community are getting to the places that are important to them. This is your award to recognize that, and congratulations.
Well, thank you very much. I was really shocked. I mean, I think everybody that's at Curative actually would deserve it. Not that I would deserve it more than anybody else. I mean, I would feel myself equal with anybody else that would that's coming into that building to drive for that day.
Larry is one of our volunteers in our transportation program, and our transportation program provides rides for people in the community who are over 60 or have a qualifying disability that need help getting to the places that are important to them. So it could be to the grocery store, it could be employment, it could be social get-togethers, getting a haircut, all different kinds of reasons that people come to us for rides. And that service really relies on our community volunteers to make it operational. Without our volunteers, we wouldn't be able to provide that service to Brown County. And Larry happens to be one of our star volunteers, and I say that because the qualities that he brings really are all about what Curative wants to be, who we want to be to our community, and what kind of culture we want to have.
It's taking the people to where they want to go, and they're being so grateful. And to me, it seems like, just to take someone to get their hair done, doesn't seem to me like that would be a big deal. But the people that go and do it, they don't have another way to do it, to get there or back. And then they're so appreciative of something that to me would seem like not really that big of a deal. But to them it is, and then they're so grateful, and that's what keeps me coming back. They're so grateful.
One of the other things that Larry offers is he will train new volunteers. So if somebody is interested in becoming a volunteer driver, Larry's one of our guys that will send that person with to do a ride along and hear about what it is that he does and see if that person is interested as well. So that is a great way for us to be able to recruit new drivers, because we always need additional volunteers, and so we appreciate his willingness to show others the ropes. Larry always has a smile on his face. It's been told to me that he's never had a bad day. He comes in every time that he comes to volunteer, just excited to do what he's there to do and there to brighten other people's days. And so that attitude is it's great. It's how we want everybody to be able to present with their days. And so we just really wanted to recognize that we appreciate what he does for us to make the service work, and then also just the way that he comes to us. All of our volunteers are so special, and we appreciate every single one of them. I think this year we just really wanted to be able to recognize that Larry stuck through during this pandemic. He continued to provide rides. And while that was difficult for so many volunteers, and we understand that, we still had the needs there. And so for this year in particular, we just really wanted to thank him for being with us during this time, and then continuing the way that he does what he does.
I would accept that award, not for me, but for everybody that's involved with Curative, because I don't see myself above anybody else for an award like this. I would accept the award for everybody, not just for myself. It would be equal. I think everybody should have the award at the same time.
We would also like to recognize all of Curative Transportation Services volunteer drivers for their award recognition in the large group category during the WPS Volunteer Awards. Kathy accepted the award on behalf of all the Curative volunteer drivers.
The Community Partner of the Year Award is given to an organization that has taken extra steps to provide a truly integrated and welcoming work environment to our participants in community employment.
The 2020 Community Partner of the Year is the Wildlife Sanctuary.
It is our honor to present Community Partner of the Year Award to the Wildlife Sanctuary.
The Wildlife Sanctuary gives our clients opportunities and skills to get them out in the community.
We can only teach them so much with our words and in a classroom setting. So to get them at a volunteer site, they get that real life work experience. So they get to practice how to act at a workplace, how to treat coworkers.
They learn skills like teamwork, communication, confidence, organization, and things like that. They also learn to get along with their peers.
They treat our clients like they would their own employees. They embrace their unique abilities. They always have work prepared for us when we get there. There's always something to do, and our clients are excited to go there every week.
They're just as capable of having a job just like you and I, and that they want to be part of something like what we have. That brings them joy. It brings them confidence and teaches them that they can do whatever they want with just a little help.
Thank you so much. On behalf of the Beatty Wildlife Sanctuary staff and myself, Lori, and Amy here, we're very honored to have been chosen for this. Curative Connections does such wonderful work and has become a part of our family at Beatty Wildlife Sanctuary that this honor means so much, more than I can ever express to everybody. We have become friends, family. We've really worked and seen the group grow, and it's an important part of our week, seeing everybody come out on Tuesday and helping them love the animals while they make our days so much better.
Yeah, and they do such a great job. One new thing we started was having them help us with some of our enrichment program items, making different pinatas, making different scent items for our animals, and it really has made a difference of all the animals and the staff of the sanctuary, so thank you very much.
Thank you, and City of Green Bay thanks you, and Baby Twilight, of course, thanks you, and we hope this is a wonderful partnership for many, many more years to come. So thank you both, and Megan, for your time, to the staff, to all the volunteers that have come out over the years, our current group that is just pretty amazing, and we hope that we always have wonderful days at the Wildlife Sanctuary. So just thank you all.
The Community Employer of the Year award is given to the employer who has gone the extra mile and then some to provide a truly integrated and welcoming work environment to our participants in community employment.
The 2020 Community Employer of the Year is Pioneer Metal Finishing.
Community Employment is very proud this year for our 2020 Community Employer of the Year to recognize and honor Pioneer Metal Finishing.
On behalf of Pioneer, I would like to say thank you. It's an honor to work with such a wonderful group and be part of the community.
Getting this reward is really humbling. It's a really great program and really great to have these individuals as part of our team, and they really are part of our team.
A wonderful job I'm doing over there. They had me there so much.
Pioneer Metal Finishing has just really been a staple company for us over the last year. Actually started with Brandon, who gave us a call and was had worked with some of our clients at a different employer and was now at Pioneer Metal Finishing.
I think we owe it to our community. Everyone should have a place and an opportunity to grow and excel and really reach their potential. And I think this program really offers that to some individuals, while giving perspective to others that you work with, right?
They really reflect and show a lot of the same values and beliefs that we have about the individuals that we work with. We really feel that everyone that we work with has skills and abilities and value, and Pioneer Metal really believes that same thing, and it shows in how they value their employees, how they realize everyone comes with abilities and skills, and they also realize that everyone has barriers. Not only the individuals that we're working with, but that's just life.
They're great. They're wonderful. They keep you on your toes.
My favorite part about this program is watching the individuals as they get more and more in tune with what they're doing, and just watching them light up as they start performing and excelling in the tasks that they're given. Michael has been fantastic to work with, and he would tell you, and I'm sure he will, that he is the #1 sweeper and #1 master lock racker at our Pioneer facility, and he takes tons of pride in it, and everyone really embraces it.
They gave me said, "Keep it up, Michael," and all of a sudden, thank you.
Pioneer Metal Finishing, by partnering with us and hiring individuals with varying abilities, they are giving people the opportunity that other companies at times won't give them. They not only talk about inclusion and diversity, But Pioneer Metal really lives diversity in the workplace and inclusion. They make the individuals that we're working with and they hire on, they make them feel part of the team and part of the company. And our folks that get hired there they're hard workers, they're reliable, and they take such pride in their work that they're doing. And I feel that Pioneer Metal Finishing acknowledges that and sees that, and it's just a great benefit to all that are involved.
Receiving this award is really humbling. We find it to be an outstanding program and a real great opportunity to help some folks that maybe haven't gotten the best shake or best chance reach some of the goals that they aspire to.
Great. I appreciate that.
Congratulations once again to all of this year's award winners, and thanks again so much to our banquet sponsors, North Coast Productions and Clink Equipment.